A few miles down the road from us is this beautiful historic site, long ago left in ruins to decay, fallen foundations and ponds from 100 years ago. It has beautiful stone walls, moss-covered rocks. It's a magical place to explore.
Let's do some really fun mossy pot projects.
I'm going to show you how I recreated this mossy effect.
This beautiful mossy effect, the Pentart Moss Effect products. A very plain pot. Little concrete pot with a fern in it, plain French pot. These are like little concrete pieces. How fun to add a little moss effect. I'm gonna start by decoupaging this piece, and I'm gonna use this little decoupage queen paper. I have decoupaged her on, and now I'm just going to apply another layer of my medium.
Let's get our supplies out. I'm going to be using Pentart's Moss Effect Paste.
Light and dark, and there's also grass effect, which is a bright green. It's very like fibrous, like those little fibers that you see on carpet moss. You can get the light or the dark or both, or all three. I use all three because I think it just creates a little bit more of a realistic effect. Here's the grass effect. See how that like pulls up into these little fibers? I'm just taking this stencil brush and I'm stippling on this first darker color. And you know, moss just kind of grows where it wants to grow. I'm going to work on a section at a time because I want to apply a heat gun to this while the product is still wet. Now this is the lighter color moss, and I want to bring this in here to just blend it a little bit with that other moss color and give it a little more depth and dimension. So we're not just working with a single color of this moss effect. You've got two colors, but then you're blending together also.
However cool this is looking in the video, you guys, it is better in person.
It's my heat gun, and I am going to, while this is wet, I'm going to apply the heat gun. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Oh my gosh, is that cool?
As the heat is applied, the moss paste begins to puff up and create some texture and dimension. Continue heating with your heat gun until that area of moss has dried. Then move on to another area of the pot, applying moss onto a small area of the pot at a time, and then heating it with the heat gun. As soon as the texture begins to appear, you stop applying heat.
This is the grass effect, and it really does pulls up these little tiny hair-like protrusions. Now, I don't want to use a whole lot of this because it is a very bright green. It reminds me of like that carpet moss and how it has those little fibers that when you look at it up close, it just pops out.
I'm going to apply the same technique, follow the same steps over my decoupaged pot.
Let's get some colors out and start to add a few more effects to this.
To create an aged effect, I'm using Fusion Antiquing Gel and Fusion Ash.
Of my antiquing medium here, my antiquing glaze from Fusion, and I'm going to mix the two of them together. Or not a lot, over and around on my moss. I'm just adding a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to very gently wipe over the moss. We did, I showed, like, here's a little bit of the rose paper, like, peeking out from underneath.
For even more texture, spatter dark paint or the dark antiquing glaze over the entire pot. So there you have it, the look of old and aging moss using Pentart's Moss Effect Paste and Grass Effect Paste. You can find all of the products that I used today at our brick and mortar shop in Medina, New York, and at lnjgoods.com. Don't forget to subscribe and hit your notification bell so that you don't miss our next project at L&J Goods. My name is Lynn, and I am from L&J Goods in Medina, New York. I am sure hoping that you can see me because I don't have see if we can get us going here. Oh my goodness. It's wanting me to rotate my phone back. All right, let's see. Okay, I think there we are. Let's see. Nope, I'm sideways. Huh, I am sideways. Well, let's see what we can do here. You know what? I might have to start this again, guys. Because every time I rotate, I know I'm upside down. I'm trying. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Lori. Yeah, something's funky here. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to finish this up, and I am going to try to get this going in the right direction again. Okay, I'm going to finish.